Morning, Year Nines. This is your briefing for the nature walk we're going to do on Wednesday, the 20th of July during Activity Week. I'm Mr. Carson. I've organised the route and I want to tell you a little bit about what to expect. The idea is it's an easy, sociable walk with your friends in the countryside. It's not a route march, it's not arduous, it's down to the river, along the river and back. We start and finish from school. We'll be leaving during period 1 and we'll be back during lunchtime to have the bulk of your lunch in school, hopefully on the school field if the weather's nice that day. There's no special equipment required. The whole point of the morning will be doing something together which isn't inside, and it will be fun. So what do we need, and what do I feel we need to know before we go to make sure we do it safely and everybody enjoys the morning? In terms of what you need to wear, it's just a walk through some fields in the countryside around the school. So it doesn't need to be anything more special than a t-shirt, shorts or leggings or tracksuit bottoms, and then a pair of trainers will absolutely suffice. If you do have a lightweight pair of walking shoes, they'll be fine. But all the paths and things we're walking on are very easy to follow. They're not rough, they're not stony. So what you wear to Blackpool may well be fine, except to say, of course, that if it's wet and we go through where the animals have been, you may not want to wear a brand new pair of bright white trainers, which you don't want to get dirty. Hopefully it'll be sunny like it has been for some of this summer. So bring something like a baseball cap would be perfect. Now, if it's a cooler day, common sense would say put a sweatshirt in, wouldn't it? Or a hoodie, something like that. You know the rules for what you wear on school trips, same as Blackpool. If you arrive in strappy tops or bare midriffs, or your shorts are too short, or you've got logos on your shirts and things which are offensive, you simply won't be able to go on the walk, and we'll find you something to do instead. Same as for Blackpool, if you arrive not appropriately dressed, you won't be going on the trip, as simple as that. We would like you to carry everything you're taking round in a rucksack or a PE bag you put your PE kit, your shoes and trainers in. A handbag's not appropriate, a plastic bag's not appropriate. So what should you be packing in your rucksack? We're going to be out for the best part of 3 hours, more than 3 hours in fact. So you'll need plenty to drink, a bottle of water or two. Cans really aren't very appropriate, not for the walking round in, because once they're open, you have to finish them, and they have a tendency to spill. So make sure you've got water. The packed lunch, we'll have the bulk of it when we get back to school. But if you want snacks for walking round the walk, absolutely bring those, whether it's packets of crisps, chocolate biscuits, things like that. The thing about chocolate would be that hopefully if it's a warm day, we wouldn't want that melting. You will also have to be putting in your rucksack, we'll also have to be putting in suntan cream if it's a sunny day. And if the forecast has any sort of suggestion of there being rain, you'll also need a jacket, which hopefully will stay in your rucksack. But if it's just a little bit drizzly, we'll still walk. So you will need some sort of waterproof or coat. Okay. My next note is, now the good thing about the route I've chosen is that we do not spend very much time at all walking on roads. We cross 5 roads. So you need to listen to the instructions of the staff you're with. Only cross when it's clear. Don't do what sometimes students do, which is just follow the people in front of you across. Check it's clear when you cross them. Now, for a very short time, we're going to be walking along a country road. We're actually going to cross 2 bridges which don't have footpaths, they don't have pavements. Make sure you stay into the side for the short time we're walking across those. Follow the instructions of the staff. Now, the good thing about both those points are they've got a good view backwards and forwards. We won't have cars suddenly appearing on top of us. We can see what's approaching, and cars can see us as well. We're also going to be walking by the River Ribble for quite a bit of the day. Don't go in the river. Don't push people in the river. Don't throw rubbish in the river. I think those are all sensible rules to follow. Now, behaviour, the good thing is about when we take students away from our school is we don't have to mention behaviour except to say it's the same behaviour as at school. You're walking with staff, they might give you instructions about the road, they might give you instructions that people are coming on the path towards us and to keep in a bit. Same behaviours as at school. Because we're so close to school, I will instruct the staff, if there's someone that they feel they really don't want to walk with, the equivalent of a C3 is that somebody from school will have to come and pick you up. And that'll be treated like a C3, won't it? That'll involve, whether lunchtimes or otherwise, or an after school game. If some of you can't remember how to be. But we've never had a problem before, so I can't imagine that'll be a problem on this walk. The other thing to point out would be, we're a big group, 150 students, but we're not going to walk as 150, but we will be walking as groups of 30. Remember, other people will be enjoying the countryside. So enjoy it by walking calmly, by all means being chatting and talking to each other, but do not be shouting and screaming. And if people come the other way, give them a chance to pass us. Phones and valuables, they're your responsibility, okay? If you bring a phone, you need to make sure it's safely away somewhere, okay? If you choose to bring valuables and you lose them, we won't be able to walk through all the fields to find things like earbuds or money. There isn't anywhere to spend money on the walk. If you need money for your bus and things, you can leave that in your locker at school. We absolutely don't want people wearing headphones as they go round. We absolutely don't want people playing music from their phones as they go round, because it's a walk in the countryside and we want you chatting and talking to each other and absorbing the sounds of the countryside. It is the countryside. We are going through farmers' fields. I do hope we get an opportunity to see and walk with sheep and cows. That might be something that's very, very familiar to some people. That might be something that's very unfamiliar to others. They're not dangerous. We walk quietly through fields with any livestock in, because remember, if there is livestock there, it's because it's a working farm. It's because they should be there eating the grass. We don't want to scare them. Your teachers might give you instructions. They might say, oh, could you just wait until they get off the path? Or they might say, oh, could you quietly follow me across the field and we'll climb over the stile. Okay? But all that's common sense. Now, what we don't want to do is be so excited by the sight of a cow that we're shouting and screaming, because that will disturb them, and it will disturb sheep as well. And the final point would be, for those of you not familiar with the countryside, if you see something in a field near a cow which is sort of hot and steaming, don't tread in it, okay? Don't pick up the things that look like raisins, that could be sheep poo, but watch where you're treading as well. My next page is litter. Don't leave anything behind. There are no bins on the walk, but we're only out for a morning. If your snacks are wrapped in something, they go back in your bag, not loose in the pocket so they blow away. If you have a bottle of drink, when it's finished, it goes back in your bag. If you bring it, it has to come back to school. And that includes orange peel, banana skins, apple cores. You might think it breaks down, it will decay, but remember, other people use the path. They don't want to be walking through rotting fruit stalks and things. And the other thing is, banana skin and orange peel doesn't decay very quickly. So the simple rule will be, if you bring it, it goes back to school. If that means you bring a little plastic bag for rubbish, then do that. If you are asthmatic, if you know that in the past you've had anaphylactic reactions, or you have other medical conditions which you typically would have some medication for, you bring that with you. The staff will have the medical details for everybody. So things like EpiPens, staff will have as well. And when you're assigned to a member of staff, just for checking in and head counts, I'd like you to make yourself known to them, and they will confirm to you that we have what you need. In the case that, if you're asthmatic, you do have a reaction to something. Okay? And the other good thing is, because we are so close to school, if someone did feel queasy or unwell or something, we have scope to pick them up and bring them back. Finally, if you've got any questions, email or get your staff to email me, a.carson@cigs.org.uk, and I will try to answer them. Other than that, I look forward to seeing you on the walk on Wednesday.